Welcome to Bible Graphics. This video is presented to show the facts and the great wonders of the Bible. And for Bible version, we use only King James Version 1611. And for some information we just not use only the Bible for reference, but also some informative ideas that came from books and other resources, to expound the Bible's accurate proof. The Bible was given by God not just as base ideas of sect or religion, but its main objective is to educate what He really wants to His people to do. Welcome to our first part of our video, the accurate proof of the Bible. This video will show you about the rise and fall of the nations. And this part was divided into 4 parts, part 1a, b, c and d. I hope you enjoy watching this video. Some of the source of this information of this video was found more in KJV 1611 Bible, established in the faith by Dr. Keith Piper and Grulier's 1000 Things You Should Know About Ancient History. The Bible that you have today is not just ordinary book like novels, literature, poems or even myth and legends. It is a word of God. Its doctrine is not formed by human imagination or wisdom, but by the wisdom and superbness of God. Today I will show you the proof of its infallibility, for every word that was written in that book, especially its prophecy, is really happening today. Before we go to our main topic, I will show you the background and life of Prophet Daniel, how God showed him the prophecy, the rise and fall of the present and coming nations. To know more about the life and his amazing journey, read the book of Daniel. Israel before was conquered by Babylon. The rules of war before: if you conquer a nation, all the people that survive after the war must be carried to the nation that conquered them. To be a captive before was not good, because if you are a captive, the nation that conquer and destroy your country will be your master. Even if you are a noble to your country, you became slave to the nation that captures you, they will treat you as slave until you die. But God's favor is powerful to prevent worst event in person's life to happen. In the life of Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, they are favored by God, but not like to our main character, Prophet Daniel, that by God's favor he became chief president of Babylon. Promotion never happened like fairy tale story of Aladdin, that by the help of the genie's 3 wishes, just wish for promotion, and instantly, you sit in your office chair and surrounded by your board members. God's promotion happened like this: God give a bad circumstances, not to create trouble, but to give you an opportunity. But the question is, how did a problem become an opportunity? In the time of circumstances like that, God will give you wisdom to prevent that circumstances to cause a great trouble. If you work in a company, they will notice how you stop that problem. People actually rely on a person not as weak as they are, but stronger than them. If they see you are better than them, you will get that promotion, not by yourself, but by people's choice. But remember, it is God who did that. In the life of Prophet Daniel, God promoted him that way. In Daniel chapter 2 verse 1 and 2, God sent a bad dream to King Nebuchadnezzar, that it made the king trouble in his sleep, and did wake the king from his sleep. Eventually he called his magicians, astrologers, sorcerers and the Chaldeans to interpret his dream. That dream was not just a common dream. That dream in the king's part was rare, so the king want to know what is the meaning of it, but he cannot interpret it, so he called who are expert in the supernatural realm. We just read it before, who is that people. The king want the meaning of his dream, so bad, that he said. Daniel chapter 2 verse 5 to 6, the king answered and said to the Chaldeans, the thing is gone from me. If ye will not make known unto me the dream, with the interpretation thereof, ye shall be cut in pieces, and your houses shall be made a dunghill. But if ye show the dream, and the interpretation thereof, ye shall receive of me gifts and rewards, and great honor. Therefore show me the dream, and the interpretation thereof. To make the long story short, only Prophet Daniel did interpret it by the help of God, and the reward that the king promised. It was Prophet Daniel who received it, but the reward was more than what Prophet Daniel thinks, for it was not just a reward, he was promoted as a chief president of Babylon. Back to our main point, the story that I told you is just a background of our main topic. Our topic will be focused on King Nebuchadnezzar's dream, that by the help of God's interpretation, through Prophet Daniel, that image in King's dream is not just a dream but a prophecy of the rise and fall of coming nations. Daniel chapter 2 verses 31 to 33. Thou, O king, sawest, and behold a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image's head was of fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. The image that King Nebuchadnezzar saw in his dream has a great significance to the future rising and falling of the coming kingdoms, and thanks be to Prophet Daniel, that by the help of God, he interpreted it accurately. Babylon was one of the greatest cities of ancient world. It stood on the banks of Euphrates River, near what is now Al-Hilla in Iraq. Babylon reached its peak in two phases, the Old Babylonian Empire 1792 to 1234 BC, and the New Babylonian Empire 626 to 539 BC. Babylon first grew as a city from 2200 BC, but only when Hammurabi became king in 1792, did it become powerful. In his 42-year reign, Hammurabi's conquests gave Babylon a huge empire in Mesopotamia. Hammurabi was a great lawmaker, and some of his laws were inscribed on a stone pillar, or stele, now in the Louvre in Paris. One of his main laws was that the strong shall not oppress the weak. There were also strong laws to punish crimes and protect people from poor workmanship by builders and doctors. After Hammurabi died, Babylonian power declined and the Assyrians gained the upper hand. After long Babylonian resistance, the Assyrians destroyed the city in 689 BC, only to rebuild it 11 years later. Just 60 years or so later, Babylonian king Nabopolassar and his son Nebuchadnezzar II crushed the Assyrians and built the new Babylonian Empire. Under Nebuchadnezzar II, Babylon became a vast magnificent city of 250,000 people, with grand palaces, temples and houses. In Daniel chapter 4 verse 29 to 30, you can read that King Nebuchadnezzar boasting his accomplishment. The Bible said, "At the end of 12 months he walked in the palace of the kingdom of Babylon. The king spake, and said, Is not this great Babylon, that I have built for the house of the kingdom by the might of my power and for the honor of my majesty? Because of his pride God chastise him." Take note of this, God hates proud people. As a matter of fact, everything that we have is not ours, everything came from God, that without his favor, we are nothing. In the life of King Nebuchadnezzar, God chastised him temporarily, to make him learn not to boast. Daniel chapter 4 verses 31 to 37, while the word was in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven, saying, O King Nebuchadnezzar, to thee it is spoken, the kingdom is departed from thee, and they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. They shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and 7 times shall pass over thee, until thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. The same hour was the thing fulfilled upon Nebuchadnezzar, and he was driven from men, and did eat grass as oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till his hairs were grown like eagle's feathers, and his nails like birds' claws. And at the end of the days I Nebuchadnezzar lifted up mine eyes unto heaven, and mine understanding returned unto me, and I blessed the Most High, and I praised and honored him that liveth for ever, whose dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generation to generation, and all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing, and he doth according to his will in the army of heaven, and among the inhabitants of the earth, and none can stay his hand, or say unto him, What dost thou? At the same time my reason returned unto me, and for the glory of my kingdom, mine honor and brightness returned unto me, and my counselors and my lords sought unto me, and I was established in my kingdom, and excellent majesty was added unto me. Now I Nebuchadnezzar praise and extol and honor the King of heaven, all whose works are truth, and his ways judgment, and those that walk in pride he is able to abase. Our next part we will show you the part 3b of this video. It was the rising of the second kingdom, the kingdom that conquered the great golden empire of Babylon.